All right, here we go. Welcome to the Watercolors Aquarium Gallery frag station. It's a little awkward for filming, but you know, it's really more of a functional space than it is a filming space, but we're gonna deal with it.
Yeah.
Fragging corals is a lot less complicated than a lot of people think. Corals are colonial animals, so with most corals, you just break a piece off and stick it somewhere. It's all it takes. It's really that easy. They're very easy to work with. The most common reproduction method for corals in nature is storms or big animals that break chunks off and they grow somewhere else. So really we are doing something that's very, very natural for corals.
But doesn't that hurt them? It
doesn't hurt them because they're a colonial animal. It may mess with the very individual little polyp, but the animal as a whole, the creature as a whole, the colony as a whole is just fine. We're gonna start with just 2 corals today, and we're gonna hopefully release videos of fragging other corals, some of the more complicated ones. But today we're gonna frag a cold coral, which is a great representation of how to frag soft corals. And we're gonna frag one of the chalice corals, which is a pretty good representation of how to frag some of the hard corals. Some of them you gotta get really complicated with and use the fancy bandsaw that we have right here.
Yes.
We're not gonna do any of that today. There's the bandsaw, right? We're not gonna do any of that today. This is all gonna be easy stuff that you can do with basically kitchen tools or some home tools. So let's start with the cold coral. And Charles, I'm gonna have you demonstrate. So I'll do one, show you what I'm doing, and then have you do the next one.
Okay.
All right? So.
Let's chop stuff up.
All right. Very complicated here. Standard scissors. Cold coral. Branch of cold coral. Coral is now fragged. That's it. It's really that easy. The cold coral is fine. I pulled it out of a tank. I chopped a piece off. Boom. There's my little frag of cold coral. Now to mount that coral, also very easy. We're going to take one rock. We're going to take another rock. We're going to pinch the base of that coral between these 2 rocks. We're going to take a rubber band.
Very high-tech equipment.
Very high-tech equipment. Rubber band. Boom. That will hold that coral in place for a couple of weeks. Put this back in your frag tank. Put it somewhere where it's nice and stable. Done. You just fragged the cold coral. That'll grow into a new colony. Your other colony here, you'll be amazed at how quickly that spot will heal over. And let's get a zoom in on that spot here. See how smooth, I mean, that is just a clean, it does not hurt the coral. Super easy. So let's have Charles try one. All right.
No pressure.
All right, Charles.
Now,
there we go.
Suggested spot here, or just go for it?
You pick a spot where, you know, so a lot of times when we're fragging a mother colony, we let that mother colony just stay looking good.
Yeah.
So something that's towards the bottom, it can be small. Like maybe just take that little branch right there. What do you think?
Sure.
It does not have to be a big branch. As long as there are a few polyps on it, it's going to be fine. In theory, if there's 1 polyp on it, that should be all it takes. We want to increase the likelihood of success a little bit, so we're going to do more than 1 polyp. How's it going over there, Charles?
Good. I'm just trying to find rocks that'll work for it. It's a little coral sandwich, okay? And then, oh goodness. You weren't kidding about that.
I know, right?
Man.
There you go.
Ta-da!
Coral frag.
Gorgeous.
So that method works with many of the soft corals. Any leather coral. Cold coral. I mean, if you really want to frag a Kenyan tree, you can do it that way, or you can just let it reproduce on
Let
its
them
own.
frag them up themselves.
If you've got branches of green star polyp that are kind of growing off of a rock, that method works with green star polyp. It doesn't necessarily work well with the encrusting soft corals like pulsing zinnia or Enthalia or zoanthids. So, but any of the soft corals that get mass, it works great.
I want to interject with a fun fact. That is the first time I've ever fragged a coral.
Is it really?
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Congratulations.
All right. Welcome to the club. All right, now let's try this chalice coral. So here we have a gorgeous chalice, right? And this one happens to have some spots around it that are coming up a little bit, all right? That's gonna make it nice and easy to frag. So for that, I'm gonna use the coral cutter from Aquavitro. You could use a pliers, you could use a wire cutters, you could probably even do it with some of these with a scissors and spin it up. But we do need a tool. And I'm gonna just very gently cut a piece there, cut a piece there, give that a little rinse, pop that off. Now you notice I got a little part of the eye, which is important. You need to get a little part of that eye with the chalice coral so that there's some of the polyp. The eye is really is a polyp, and that's got to reproduce. Okay. Now, what do we do with it after that? So I'm going to stick that in there for just a minute. Now, one possibility is you could just take that and put it on your frag rack and watch it grow. But we're going to mount it on a plug just to demonstrate how easy that is. By the way, with that chalice coral, I could have even just broken a piece off, and that would be fine. That's very similar to
Smash it with a hammer.
well, a little more gentle than that. Come on, Amy. All right, so this is reef glue from Seachem. The advantage that this glue has is it's nice and thick, so it gives you a good base to stick that to. And we are going to use, I thought I had an actual frag plug here. So we're not going to use, we're going to use, I don't like that. We're going to use this. We're going to mount it onto the top of this right here, okay? All right, so that's got two caps to it. This cap has a little pokey part in there. When you screw that down tight, take the little safety ring off, screw that down tight. That punctures the layer, makes the glue sort of controlled. Set that glue right there. We're going to do just a little dab dry on the bottom where we want that glue. You do not have to get it completely dry.
We don't want it to be completely dry.
Yeah, we want it dry-ish. Squeeze a little bit out. Take our other part. Squeeze a little bit out. You do want glue on both surfaces. Be careful, Amy, about getting glue all over the place. Take those two parts, put them together, count to 10. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I got impatient. Duck it underwater. Yes, you can do that when the glue is wet. Carefully set it in there. That glue is going to cure in a very short amount of time, but you want to set it somewhere where there's low flow where that glue cures. Right? Boom. Chalice coral frag. You can see I did take a little chunk. That will grow back, but that little colony will grow into a nice frag here quickly. And actually, it's already starting to get stable. All right, Amy, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, you better let enough for me. I'm ready to cut something up.
All right, this is what we're going to mount it to. There's your mounting mount. So, let me get out of the way here.
Okay.
Grab that coral.
And it looks like there's a nice good section left over here.
I like it.
Maybe. Yeah, that's probably
Yep.
going to be the one. And this is almost just going to peel right off. This
Yep.
will be a little one.
There you go.
Okay.
Dry it first.
I just get too excited.
I know, right? Because it's so much fun fragging corals.
Big old goober.
Yep. Good deal.
I haven't even gotten it on my fingers yet, but there's still time.
Yes. Count to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Put it in the water. And set it on the bottom, carefully.
Yeah, it's a little, it feels like I didn't get it because it was still moving around a little bit when I got it. But as soon as you put it in the water, you feel that cement happening.
There you go.
And there it is, all over my fingers.
Amy just fragged a coral. Nice job. All right, a little bit on safety. First, as soon as you are done with that, wash your hands. There are some corals that have toxins in them. The worst offender is pallies. We do not frag pallies in watercolors. It's just too dangerous. We do have a friend that is blind in one eye from fragging pallies. So we do not frag pallies here. Just in case there's a toxin on one of these other corals, immediately when you're done washing, fragging a coral, go right and wash your hands with good hot soapy water. And then our little joke around here is don't lick your fingers, touch your eyes, or pick your nose until after you've washed your hands. Then you're welcome to do any one of those 3 things as you see fit.
You know, but in private.
In private.
Wash your hands again.
Right, yeah. So there we go, guys. What do you think?
I think that was pretty fun.
Pretty easy?
Oh, yeah.
Super easy. Fragging corals is that easy. So, you know, my hands are nice and wet. We had fun. I guess we should just do it again. We should do it again. Let's frag some more coral.
That sounds
Thanks for
good.
watching, guys. Have lots of fun and keep those hands wet. All right, what do you think? What are we fragging next?